In today's class, students, we are going to talk about decomposition reactions and exothermic endothermic reactions. Children, if you remember, in the last class we talked about combination reaction. What are combination reaction? Anybody remember? Yes, combination reaction are the reactions in which two reactants combine to give one single product. Means that two elements or two compounds or one element, one compound, when they react, when they combine, they give one single product, and this reaction in which one new product is synthesized is called as combination reaction and synthesis reactions. We also covered so many examples and I discussed everything about combination reaction in the previous classes. Today I have a very good example of combination reactions, or we can say that synthesis reaction. I just want you people to observe these reactions and tell me what did you observe after these reactions. First of all, let us see what is a synthesis reaction. We revised it. We have already covered that. Let's revise it today. A reaction where two reactants combine to make a larger or more complex product is called as a synthesis reaction. It means a more complex product is involved. Now the example that I have today for you is of calcium oxide. When calcium oxide reacts with water, what does it give? It gives calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide is produced in this reaction. So do you think this is a combination reaction? Yes, of course, because two compounds are reacting to give one single product, that is called as calcium hydroxide. But children, this reaction is not as simple as it seems like. Okay, a lot of heat is also given out during this reaction. Okay, so this is not a simple reaction as it might look like. So let us see how this reaction actually takes place. So I have one video for you all. So let us see that video and observe what exactly happens in this reaction. So here we go. So as you can see, this is the reaction where we have taken quicklime, that is calcium oxide and water. You can see this is the water. So what happens in this reaction is that when this calcium oxide reacts with water, okay, a lot of heat is also generated. You can see. Can you see the amount of heat that is given out? Always it is advised to use face protection while doing this reaction. So a lot of heat is generated in this reaction. So when you combine calcium oxide with water, we get calcium hydroxide also plus heat. A lot of heat is also given out in the atmosphere. Okay, so these type of reactions, children, where a lot of heat is given out, they are called as exothermic reaction. You can see the inner bowl, okay, is also got melt in some places due to the excess amount of heat. Alright, and you can see calcium hydroxide in this container. So after the reaction, we get calcium hydroxide which is kept in another beaker like this. You can see here in this jar we keep calcium hydroxide. So what point we are trying to make it clear is that during this type of reactions, heat is also given out. So this is the reaction for that calcium oxide, which is also known as quicklime. When react with water, it gives slate lime. So this slate lime is used for various purposes, for growing plants well, to neutralize the acidic nature. Alright, so these type of reactions are called as exothermic reactions. Exothermic reaction, exo means outside, they release, and thermic means heat. So these reactions give heat. Alright, so these are called as exothermic reactions. So common examples are the reaction of any acid and water. When you add water in any of the acid, alright, so a lot of heat is given out. Okay, so this is also exothermic reaction, also burning of anything, nuclear fission. These all are exothermic reactions. So let us define what are exothermic reactions. Before we defined, we had already discussed this reaction, the burning of methane, which is a natural gas. When methane is burned with oxygen, a lot of that is the reason why a lot of nowadays vehicles are being operated in this natural gas. Okay, so CNG is also being widely used because when this CNG burns with oxygen, it gives out heat, which is an example of exothermic reaction. Also, so what is exothermic reaction? Here's the definition. Can you read out? Yes, a reaction in which heat is given out along with the product are called as exothermic reaction. So for example, carbon, when carbon burns with oxygen, so normal carbon compounds, maybe you can say wood or any other compounds, whereas coal, petroleum, they are also a carbon compounds. Okay, so when they heat, when they burn, they give out carbon dioxide on the gas along with the heat. As you can see, the burning of wood in your normal life. Okay, burning of wood seems like to be a very simple process. You burn a matches and you lit it, and here you go, the wood is lit up. Okay, but there is this exothermic reaction and a combination reaction involved for this. I hope children it is clear by now. So the another type of reaction that we are going to cover today is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. Now what is decomposition reaction? If we try to understand this with a very simple language, decomposition reaction can be said as just the opposite of combination reaction. Remember, in combination reaction, two elements combine to give one single product. Okay, remember, in combination reaction, two elements or two reactants, they combine to give one single product, whereas in decomposition reaction, a single or a complex element burns and decompose into two simpler products. Alright, so we can see the analogy on the screen. See the slide and can you tell me now? Yes. So for example, this is a product, this is a reactant, this is a complex compound, let's suppose. So when you heat it, when it decomposes, it gives out two products. For example, you can say NaCl. So NaCl is a salt. When you heat it, alright, so you will get Na and Cl2. You will get sodium element and chlorine. So this reaction in which one complex compound decomposes to give two or more simpler forms or more simpler products is called as decomposition reaction. Read out the definition. Children, I hope you are able to see the Zoom PPT. You just take the screenshot of it and write down this definition in your notebook. A reaction where a more complex molecule breaks down to form two or more simpler products is called as decomposition reaction. This is the analogy. So for example, when two reactants, a single reactant, basically I have split it down to A and B just to make you look simple and easier. Simple and easier. But in actually, this is one single substance or one single compound. So for example, let's take limestone, that is calcium carbonate. So when calcium carbonate is heated, by decompose we means providing some type of heat. Okay, whether you give in terms of light, whether you give in terms of electricity. Okay, so decomposition happens when any of these three catalyst, or we can say these of three energy is being provided in the reaction. So the substance undergoes decomposition, and this decomposition reaction is again very important because it gives us a lot of useful products. So when calcium carbonate is heated, when you heat it, so what do you get? You get calcium oxide, which is a quicklime, and calcium carbonate. So this is the another example of decomposition reaction. For example, the reaction that I have taken is lead nitrate. This is the lead nitrate. This is PbNO3 whole twice. Okay, now why 2 is written here? Because 2 is the valency of this lead. Okay, and why NO3? What is the valency of NO3? That is 1. So that is why 1 is written here. We generally don't write 1 here. Okay, so when PbNO3 is given heat, when we provide heat, okay, when we provide heat, this PbNO3 lead nitrates decompose to give lead oxide PbO and nitrogen dioxide gas and oxygen gas. These oxygen gases are also being obtained by decomposition reactions. So you can easily tell the significance of these reactions if you have lead nitrate and you can provide the sufficient and the desirable amount of heat to this compound. So this compound breaks up into various other important compounds which can be further used in industries or for commercial purposes. So this is, we get lead oxide, NO2 and oxygen. In chemistry basis or in lab or basis, we can conduct this equation as this. You can just take lead nitrate salt in a test tube and you burn it in the presence of heat and in the presence of oxygen. So you can directly get lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide and oxygen. So these type of reaction where we give heat, okay, these are called as thermal decomposition. This is called as thermal. Thermal means heat. These are called as thermal decomposition reactions. Okay. Now, have you ever heard of electrolysis? Electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water. See, what if I tell you that if you have water, you can easily get hydrogen and oxygen gas. Yes, we can easily get it by decomposition reaction. Okay, we can easily get these two important elements or important gases, that is hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, by the decomposition of water by passing electricity. Because here, children, you should note here is that the amount of heat that is required to decompose any element or to decompose any compound varies compound to compound. For example, here if you will notice that to decompose lead nitrate, the amount of heat that is required by lead nitrate to decompose into these products will differ in this case. Okay, so the amount of heat that we need in water is very high. So we generally prefer passing electricity. Okay, so we do this decomposition by passing electricity. Okay, so that's the reason why it is called as electrolytic decomposition. It is called as electrolytic decomposition. So what we do in here is that we take water in any of the beaker, as you can see in the screen. Can you see in the screen? So in the screen, so this is the beaker where we have taken water. Now we also take two electrodes here. These are the electrodes which will conduct electricity, and this blue portion is water. Now we fix two electrodes here in the beaker and we attach the positive terminal with one electrode and negative terminal of the battery with one electrode. So basically the positive part of any electrode is called as anode. Okay, and the negative part of any electrode is called as cathode. Okay, so here we have water, and as soon as we switch on the electricity decomposes this water. Now we should also note here is that in order to make this water more conductive, more electrically conductive, we add a lot of a small amount of acid into it, maybe HCl or sulfuric acid or H2SO4. We add a little amount of acid into the water so as to make it more electrically conductive. So when electricity is passed into it, this water H2O breaks into two ions, that is H plus and O minus ions. Okay, and this plus ion, this is the positive ion, they will be obtained where? Because plus and minus, they attract each other, so they will accumulate here in this electrode, and this oxygen will be accumulated at this electrode. And when you invert any test tube over it, so you can easily collect these gases over it. So to give you a rough idea, I have just one video for you. Let us see that video. See, you can easily see the setup. There are these two terminals, positive and negative terminal. We have attached it to the positive and negative terminal. These are the 2 electrodes. These nails. For electrodes, you can take any metal which can conduct electricity, like iron, copper, or any metal. You can basically take a pencil lead also, because that's also a metal which can conduct electricity. Graphite is a non-metal basically, but it can conduct electricity. So as soon as you pass electricity over it, you will notice that small bubbles starts appearing at the both electrodes. So at one side you will get water, that you will get hydrogen gas bubbles at one side, at another side you will get oxygen gas bubbles. Okay, but the amount of hydrogen bubbles will be more and oxygen bubbles will be less. Alright, because here the amount of hydrogen is more in water. Okay, so this is how you can conduct this. I hope you got a rough idea about it. That's what we want. So this is the equation of hydrolysis of water, that is H2O when undergoes electrolysis gives 2H2O plus O2. So we are getting here we are getting 2 molecules of H2 gas and 1 molecule of oxygen gas. So the ratio of hydrogen gas and oxygen gas is 2:1. This is very important to remember for you all. So in electrolysis reaction we get 2 molecule of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen. So this is called as the electrolytic decomposition